And before we start our meeting, we will have a small rules for everyone to learn. So first, when I say good evening, Toastmaster, you will say good evening. So let's try it again. Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Toastmaster. Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Yeah. And when I say my name is Frank, then you will say, hi Frank. Let's try it. My name is Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Yeah, excellent. Then in the last one, when I say toast, you will say masters. Let's try it. Toast.
Masters.
Wonderful. Okay, so this is a small rule for us. So first, thanks for everyone to come in here today. This Saturday evening, you spend all your time, come to here, try to practice your English, or even try to make some new friends. So thank you again at this time to come here. So now let's welcome our special section masters, Debbie and Tina.
Good evening, Toastmaster.
Good evening.
Hello, I'm David.
Hi, David.
I'm Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Now it's our special session time.
Special section? How do we do it?
First, we will divide everyone into groups. If you're ready, please sit down. Second, we will need a volunteer. Okay, if you are a volunteer, please turn back.
Where's your
So-
bag?
So now, one of the members have the words, and he needs to describe the word. You cannot say the word out loud. You only can describe it.
It's some kind of drink, coffee. It's a drink with boba. Milk tea. Boba.
Correct. So
So if the volunteer answer correctly, the group will get 1 point. So the more point you get, the more likely group will win.
so now everyone stand up and wait in lines. So
Behind the officer.
Why you guys want to go there? There's plenty of place here.
Okay, Ray first. Introduce yourself.
It's punishment.
Hi everyone, I'm Ray.
Hi.
And I am the secretary of our Toastmaster. And I am a sophomore and I major in mechanical engineering. Nice to meet you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mario. And I'm a master's degree student majoring in accounting. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Bella. And I majored in biology. That's all.
Hello, my name is Andy. And I'm a freshman in electrical engineering. Nice to meet you guys.
Hello, I'm Leah, and I'm a freshman, and I major in electrical engineering too.
Hi everyone, I'm Kenny. And this is my second time in the NCKU. And I finish.
Hi everyone, my name is Cecilia and I'm a major in pharmacy. And
and I'm a sophomore. Nice to meet you.
Hello everyone, my name is Lily. Hi. I'm a senior student and I major in statistics. Nice to meet you.
So hello guys, I'm Jacqueline and I'm the webmaster of Toastmaster. Nice to meet you guys.
My name is Sai.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I study foreign languages and literature in this school.
Hi, my name is Angel, and I majored in foreign language and literature. Yeah, we are.
We are
all
the same department.
Yeah.
Where's the?
Hi guys, I'm Wendy and I'm the junior, right?
Yeah.
I'm junior. And I'm majoring in occupational therapy. Okay, nice to meet you.
Hello everyone, my name is Heidi and I major in occupational therapy as well, and it's my first time to be in Toastmasters.
Hi, I'm Savannah and I'm majoring in pharmacy. And it's my last year of college life. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Claire. It's my first time to come here, and I'm majoring in economy. I'm junior.
Hi there, my name is Johnny, and my major is energy engineering, and I'm sophomore. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Rob, and I major in aeronautic and thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Howard. I'm a master student majoring in shipbuilding. Nice to meet you.
Okay, thank you for introducing, and so you can go back to your seat. And this is the end of our game. So
thank you.
Let's do the next section.
Greetings everyone. How's you doing?
Nice.
Nice, very good.
Very good?
Yeah.
How good?
So good.
so good, alright. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. I see many old friends. It's so glad to see you guys again during maybe the longest winter break in history. And as far as the new faces, newcomers, we're also extremely welcome you to join our Toastmaster Big Family. And first, I want to take a moment to appreciate that today we are here, especially during the hard time our globe are facing. The virus outbreak and our economy seems plunging, and everything seems to be a little bit dark. But that doesn't matter because we are here living our life and enjoying our college life as usual. So I think this thing alone deserves a celebration. So if you're happy you're here and healthy, make some noise, Toastmaster! Okay, another thing. I want to take a minute to do the appreciation to all the medical staff who put themselves in the front line just to shout our everyone from the virus. So everyone, please kindly give our medical staff their work a round of applause. Okay, again, I'm the TME Jasper, and for those, there's many newcomers today, so I'm also new last semester. So at first I heard the term of TME, I was kind of confused because I didn't came to the demo meeting as you guys that's hardworking. I came 2 or 3 later, and during that time there's no one explaining anything anymore. So I remember there's a hostess and she came on stage and said, "Hi everyone, I'm Timmy." And I was like, that's a weird name for a girl. Why she's Timmy? Because she's a girl. And then later on I found out that TME actually stands for Toastmaster of the Evening. And I'll give you some brief history. Toastmaster of EME actually have a long tradition because back in the days, like in the Middle Age, hundreds of years ago, only the noble family, the queen or king, wealthy people get to hold a big party or big feast. And during the big feast, there's normally the most powerful person, maybe the king or queen of majesty, can get to have a speech. So during the time you give a speech, it's an opportunity for you to demonstrate your authority, your power, your confidence. So I mean, giving a good toast is a very important thing. So that's why that's one of the reasons our club is called Toastmasters, because our goal is to train ourselves and help each other to get to express ourselves, our opinion in English fluently. And I just joined last semester, and so far each and every members I've met, I know and I feel that all of them have the capability to express themselves properly in English. So I'm convinced that joining this club, it's really we'll have learned a lot. Okay, so enough for the introduction, and later on I'm gonna introduce some of the helpers that makes our today's section smoothly. First of all, we all know the saying that time is money, money is time. So all the club have their guy to keep track of money. So our club also have a person to keep track of time. And it's a coincidence that she's our timer. She's a qualified elementary school teacher. So everyone agree that elementary school teacher is the best person to keep track of time. Because he's always like, hey, do this, do that on time, please. Okay, so let's give our warmest welcome to our timer.
Good evening, Toastmasters. My name is Mandy.
Hi, Mandy.
And it's my honor to be timer of today's night. In order to make sure our meeting can go on smoothly and on schedule, my duty is to monitor the time of each speaker. I'll record the time of each manual speaker, table topic speaker, and evaluator. And I'll show you the signal. There are 3 cards in my hand, the green one, the yellow one, and the red one. You can see as the PPT slide, the rule is quite easy, just like traffic light. The green one means pass. You have to have reached the qualifying time, and you can go on your speech. When you see the yellow one, it means you are ready to stop. You still have 1 minute for your speech. When you see the red card, it means stop. You had better to end your speech within 30 seconds, or you'll be disqualified from the vote session. For example, if you are a manual speaker, at the 5th minute, you'll see the green cards. At the 6th minute, you'll see the yellow cards. And at the 7th minute, you'll see the red cards. If the speaker used too less or too much time, they will be disqualified from the vote, which means everyone cannot vote for them at the final voting session. Is there any question about voting or about the time rule? If you have any question, feel free to ask me or the officers of Toastmasters. Enjoy your meeting and keep track of your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy. Founder, Amy.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy. I'm today's vote counter. Okay. Does anyone have agenda? If you don't have, please raise your hand and we will give you. Okay. There. Why we have vote counter? Because in the end of the evaluation section, we have a voting time. We will vote for today's best menu speaker, table topic speaker, and evaluator. Please write down your favorite speaker on the ballot. And the ballot is in the end, at the bottom of the agenda. Please write down your favorite speaker, and my job is to collect all of your ballots and count the vote. This is my job today, okay? And back to TAE.
All right, thank you, Amy, for a very passionate introduction about her duty. All right, just before we are moving on to the manual speech, it occurred to me we have one mission unsolved, which we all see there's a winner of the game we just played, and many new members just introduced themselves. But some of newcomers doesn't have the opportunity to let us know their name. So from now on, I made eye contact with the newcomers, and I will ask you guys to rise up and tell a few things about yourself. How's that sound? Great, I know. So if I see you, unless your name is John Cena, then I'll miss you, but there's no John Cena here. So first, what's your name?
Hi everyone, I'm Evangeline from Urban Planning Department.
Hi Evangeline.
Hi. And Jasper says I don't look like a freshman, but I don't care because when I go to the 出爱协会 on胜利 Road, and the student asked me, hey teacher, are you married or you have some babies? I say no, and so I accept the Jasper's assumption. Yes, thank you.
Nowadays, kids are rough, okay. I feel for your pain. Definitely remember your question. Pleasure to meet you, Evelyn. All right, let's move on to our next charming guest. Hey, please stand up and say hi to everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Jian, and I'm from Department of Political Science. I think that's it.
So where do you, who did you take you here, or how did you know this club? Oh, your junior friend, classmate told you. Oh, glad to have you here. Thank you. And can we just like turn yourself in, like, so I wouldn't bother to run through the whole avenue? Hey, are you a newcomer, right? Are you? All right, so please stand up and let everyone know a little more about yourself. Would you? What is your name?
My name is Tina, and I'm from. I'm not a student of Chenggang University. I'm from National Kaohsiung University, and.
You graduated?
No.
Wow, then you took the whole way to come to participate in your club?
Yeah.
For your time. Okay, Tina, thank you again. Great to have you here. And oh yeah, you didn't introduce yourself, right? Please tell everyone your name.
So, hello everyone, my name is Albert, and I'm a freshman of Department of History, and I'm also a member in the Student Union of International Department right now. Thank you, and nice to meet you everyone.
Okay, who's now talking? You, right? I see you. Yeah, talk. All right, clear. Okay, clearly you're introduced yourself clear. All right, so let's move on to the most anticipated and competitive and most excited section, which is manual speech section. Today we have two speakers. They will bring the most amazing and inspirational speech today. And first thing first, I'll introduce our first speaker. She's very special. She's maybe one of the most kind-hearted person I've ever met. Because I'll give you a scenario. A guy who barely studied during the semester, and then 1 week before the midterm, and he realized that he know nothing on the accounting textbook. And he happened to know a classmate who's a grad school student from accounting department. So he went to her to go for her help. And then she accepted. She agreed in no time. And then she taught him go through all the things professor already did and say. And then, unfortunately, that guy still got flunked by his professor. And the amazing thing is, this semester, our first speaker still agreed to help that guy on his study. So amazing. The moral of the story is, our speaker is a saint, and that guy is me. So let's welcome our most compassionate person, and she's gonna talk about her experience on volunteering in her hometown. Let's welcome Ariel.
Hi, I'm Ariel.
Hi.
I'm going to talk about volunteering today. First of all, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why people volunteer? Well, let's be honest. If you dedicate time and effort to something without getting benefits in return, then why are you doing it? I'll say I find the answer through the experience of my hometown service. In fact, I devoted half of my college life in a club named 基层文化服务团 in Suzhou University, which became one of the most transformative experiences for me. Basically, we prepared for the camp held at 2 elementary schools in the remote areas during the whole semester. Living in their library, there was no air conditioner, so it was terribly hot. What's worse, lots of cockroaches appeared at night. Well, actually that didn't matter because we didn't sleep at night anyway. We had to stay up late preparing for our activities and solving the problems we met. Although the 10-day camp was exhausting, it really paid off to me. At that time, I thought I was living out one story, but the truth turned out to be something else entirely. We were the so-called service team. Well, I got back way more than I did. Honestly, I don't like the idea that we're helping or serving others. It's a bit of arrogance and superiority in my view. I consider volunteering a way to create connection. Those kids and I were just strangers. Well, our paths crossed somehow in that summer. And then we move on to our own life journey. It's sad to say goodbye to those kids, especially when they ask, will you come back next year? I once wondered, is there anything left after we leave? Well, maybe sometimes, even if we know how something's going to end, that doesn't mean we can't enjoy the ride. The next year I went back. Upon seeing me, those kids came over and hugged me, calling me excitedly. Then I knew probably there was still something that wouldn't be forgotten. Until now, I can still vividly remember their smiling faces and warm hugs of those kids. How touched I was when they gave me cards written thank you and I love you. At that moment, I thought I realized the true meaning of happiness. And most importantly, I started to reflect on myself. I was shocked when a little boy in the first grade said he had to walk to school for an hour every day. Then I thought of my dad. He used to drive me to school. And a little girl told me that she usually bought some cookies or candies at grocery store as breakfast. Well, my mom prepared breakfast for me every day when I was in her age. It's sad to say that we usually find ourselves lucky compared to others' hardship. Or I would say I find myself narrow and ignorant. Frankly speaking, the educational system tends to put people who have similar backgrounds together. So the older I get, I met people who share the more similarities with me. Well, so this experience served as a window for me to see the true world. It reminds me that I have so many things to be grateful for, and makes me see my life in a different light. Perhaps taking notice of the small things or moments that bring me joy. Also, I've come to realize that every person has a story of who they are and how they came to be where they are. Well, it's important to remember that everyone has their own unique narrative. It's just as important to appreciate, respect, and take the time to understand. Everyone is in different circumstances and living environments. So don't judge others based on our own life experiences is what I learned, because we never know what others have gone through. Then, well, those kids, they teach me how to be kind to others in their incredibly cute way. And I gradually understand that volunteering can be an attitude, a way of life, a simple act to open our hearts to somebody outside of our own little bubbles. It's about gaining new insights about ourselves and the world around us. This way, I guess we'll realize that it doesn't take much to be the sunshine in someone's rainy day. This is the end of my speech. Thank you.
Where's my music? Yeah, but yes, I love to use music when I have a presentation. Yeah. Okay, so good to see you guys again. I'm Frank, the president of Toastmaster. So I'm going to introduce about the Toastmaster. Because you are here, you want to join, you are curious about what is Toastmaster and what will you get in the future. So we have different kind of view. No matter you are start to learn English speaking or you have already an experienced speaker, we have the thing for you. Okay, so the first, we will have our regular meeting on Sunday and have an evening group tea on Monday. Regular meeting will like today, demo meeting. We will have the speaker to share about the innate love and the thing they are interested in. So that is what regular meeting will be. And the second, evening grouping. Grouping will more focus on speaking. Like we will give you several questions and then you will have to share about your opinion to your partner. And after all of that, you can be a volunteer to share your point to all of the people who attended. And also, our attendance is flexible. If you are busy with your schoolwork, it's fine. If you are busy with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, it's fine. We are always welcome when you come back. And the second, the friendly community. We know that if people go alone, they will go fast. If people go together, they will go far. We are here, we learn English together, we practice English together. No matter what that you are, like me, broken English, you can still try to practice, keep practicing and practicing. And not only about learning, we also prepare some activity on special holidays, like Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, or Easter. We also will have some like juggling or play badminton together. And if you have some experience about English speaking, you still can learn a lot. We know that in the society now, we connect to the world. Like the international product, like the international competition. We are living in a society now which connect to the world. So practice English can give us a lot of opportunity, not only about exchange program, study abroad, or even work in other countries. Also, communication skill. No matter what kind of department you are, no matter what kind of job you take, in the future, we still know that how to deliver your idea, how to share about your opinion is very important. So in here, through your presentation, we can learn about that. And also various topics, from volunteer to schoolwork, from sightseeing to maybe an important issue. All topics, if you like, if you are interested, you are willing to share with others. You can stay on stage and talk about it. And third, We are an international organization. Toastmasters International have over 1,043 countries and have many clubs and many members. If you want to join, you can even, after finishing the speech, you can get a certificate from the Toastmasters International. So next, we will talk about how to join. So let's welcome our Vice President of Membership, Eric. Hi.
Good evening, Toastmasters, and I'm Eric. And I am the Vice President of Membership. So I'm going to introduce to you our membership. And our club has. Next page. Okay, so there are two types of membership in our club, and one is in-club member. So I think most of you have heard our club from maybe like fan page. If you want to join our club, you can choose the basic one, in-club member. And what can in-club members do is that you can join our regular meeting and our groupie, but you cannot, and it costs $400 per semester. But if you have ambition and say that I want to improve more, I want to improve my speaking skills more, and I want to meet more friends and experience more environments. So you can, if you are that kind of person, you can join. You can decide to do international member. And what international member can do is you can not only enjoy our regular meeting and groupie, but also you can receive magazines from the Toastmasters International. It's like a higher part of our club. And also, because I think that Frank have introduced to you is that since our Toastmasters is an international organization, you can, if you are an international member, you can go to other Toastmasters club you can go to the other Toastmasters clubs to make some friends and speak with them. And also, if you are an international member, when you finish a speech in our club, it's just invalid. You speak finish and it's just done. But if you are an international member, we will record every time. We will record every speech you say, and you can reach a goal. In Toastmasters, we call it pathways. You can engage the pathways and you can start to finish it. And if you finish the one pathway, then the Toastmasters International will give you a certificate. And this certificate is very useful because it is very helpful for your future career. Like if you want to study abroad or you want to apply for a very good company, this certificate will help you a lot. But this international member costs $2,000. But if you have ever become an international member, it only costs $1,400. But we will give you a discount. It's called an early bird discount, but it's before March 22nd. So for in-club member, you just only need to cost $350 if you paid it before this day. And I think the best part is, if you want to join the international member, we will just cut it half. You just only need $1,000 because the original price is $2,000, and now you just can pay for half of the price. But this is only for 5 quotas, so if you want to become an international member, you need to be quick. So what I said is this certificate is very useful for your future career. And also, if you join the international member, you can go to other clubs to make friends and talk with them and improve your speaking skills and your social experience. Okay, next page. Okay, so where are those clubs? So for example, we are living in Tainan. So in Tainan, there are 8 clubs. But I think that sometimes people will go to other places as well. For me, I came from Taichung, so I hope that Taichung has also a Toastmasters clubs, but let's look at this map. Okay, there are 186 clubs around Taiwan. So for me, if I go home and feel bored, I can go to Taichung's Toastmaster Club as well. And I think because since we are students, we study in NCKU, I'll tell you that where are the other Toastmaster clubs in Tainan. So here, the blue circles here is our campus, and other Toastmaster club is not really far from our school. So you can see that I think it only takes like 5 to 10 minutes to reach their clubs. So and the names are very special. So I will just make you a schedule to tell you that where are their clubs started. So for us, we started at Sunday nights, but there are also 4 clubs that start on Thursday and Friday nights. And there's a special one is start at Tuesday afternoon. So if you have free time to go there, and you can just go. So don't hesitate. If you want to improve your English and your speaking skills, if you are searching for great environments to improve your English, and don't hesitate, just join us. Thank you. Back to Frank.
Okay, so we know that because of the virus, so we need to take a photo about your seat. Okay, so if you have seat next to other, okay, so we just directly take the picture. Give me a second. Okay, special time needs special action. Okay, finish. Yeah, so if you are willing to join our club or want to know more information, you can just ask anyone with the list. We are officers. You can directly ask us. Okay, so it's intermission time. You can take a break and make some friends and join us. Okay, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Leo.
Hi Leo.
And welcome to the table topic session. So actually this part is my favorite part in this meeting. So what we do in the table topic session, actually in this session you can make new friends and you can share ideas with other people, and the most important thing, you practice speaking English. Because I know that a lot of you come to this club to improve their English speaking skill, and I think this is the best time you can do it. So in the first part of the meeting, we already saw some great speakers on the stage and deliver their own speeches. But maybe some of you think that, oh, is it too boring just be an audience over there, and you also want to let everybody know about you? I think this is the perfect time for you to be the one on the stage and share the idea from your mind. So actually, in the table topic session, we will have a table topic. And we will have several questions about it. And for each questions, and we will have a group discussion before you come to the stage. So don't worry. And actually, during that time, everyone should stand up, leave your seat, and find 3 to 5 people to form a group and discuss the question. And after that, we will invite someone to come to the stage and share their idea. And one more thing is that you should be noticed about the time limitation. Like every table topic speaker comes to the stage to deliver your speech in more than 1 minute and less than 2 minutes, or you will be disqualified in the voting time. So I guess all of you already understand about the rules. Let's go to today's table topic. It's about stories in your life. And actually, like a lot of good things and bad things happen to us every day, and these things will become story or memories in our life. And some of them are a good memory, and maybe some of them are bad memories, but it doesn't matter. And I think when we communicate with each other, the best way is to share your idea with others. And that was the best way that other people know about you. And maybe through this way, you may become new friends. So today, let's make some new friends. So here comes our first question. Is there something unforgettable happened to you recently, or something interesting you heard? Like, share your story with us. For example, last time I saw the video, they talked about the Russian airline, and they sent go like diamond to the Russian airline, and when they arrived at the destination, they found like everyone was clapping. So like why everyone is clapping? And he asked the Russian guy like what do you guys do on this Russian airline? And like I told him that actually like they're very grateful that they're still alive when they arrived at the destination, because like they think Russian pilots are very crazy. Even though they're in the storm like every other airline they don't fly, and the Russian airline will still do it. And even though like they depart lately, and they will arrive even earlier, so they will be grateful like they arrive safely. So that was the interesting I saw on the internet last time. So what about you guys? Do you have some interesting story or some unforgettable memory recently? Share it with us. Okay, now everyone stand up, please. Everybody stand up and leave your seats. Find 3 to 5 people to form a group, and let's start. Everyone, please go back to your seats. Okay, and I heard like you're discussing like even the time is not enough. So now you have the chance to share it on the stage. So who wants to be the first volunteer? Please raise your hand. Come on. But like we don't have a lot of people today, so I think everyone got a chance to stand on stage. And I heard a lot of stories like we were discussing. Come on. Can someone? Oh, okay. Amy, you have a story? Let's welcome Amy.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy. I want to share a very unforgettable things occurred last week. Last week, I walked on the website. I saw a pregnant woman have a huge ballot, and I see she was very painful walk on the website, and I go back to herself. I go to ask her, do you need help? She said, oh, it's okay, I can walk by myself. I asked her where she want to go. She said she want to go home, and she want to go to her car and buy something. But I see she is very painful. I say, do you need help, or I call the ambulance. She said, no, it's okay. She has already called her family. They will come to come. But I see she painful again, and I'm very worried about her. And I say, oh, you need to go to hospital soon. I say you will have a baby soon. She said, it's okay, my ballot is very hard. She hold my hand to touch her ballot. She said, if the baby will come out, the ballot will become more soft. When I touch her ballot, I saw the water come out of her leg, between the legs. I'm very astonished. I said, no, you need to go to hospital right now. Or do you have a cell phone? My cell phone is run out of battery. But she said, oh, it's okay, I can drive home by herself. So she get on her car and drive away by herself, and leave me astonished there, and I can't say any words. Yes, this is a story about me. Yes, unforgettable. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. I think I also never happened occurred that kind of thing. Telling people will be the most unforgettable thing like happened in my life. Okay, do we have another volunteer? Come on.
I volunteer for LSE.
Okay, let's go to LSE.
Hi, I cannot stand here because someone volunteered me. Well, some ask me why I look exhausted today. That's because I just finished my internship in somewhere by the ocean in Anting. My job is I need to stand on the boat and learn how to tell people history in Anping. Tell them for 1 hour, but well, that's not the point. The point is, we should have both, right? And some customers, so we can have someone to tell story with. But we don't got any customers today, so I spent 3 hours sitting on the chair doing nothing. And that's exhausting. And then I told the captain about, have you seen the ella staying in the ocean? Do you eat those ella that's sticking on the boat? And the captain said, yes, do you want to try? We got the gadgets and every tools you need, you can get it. I was like, oh, I think ella in the ocean, like sticking on the boat, maybe a little bit dirty with some metal on it. I don't know what they eat, so maybe not. And later, like after 10 minutes, I saw the captain holding his very long net and some, I don't know how to call that, a stick. He just get it and go by the boat, start getting the elastic on the boat. And
Are you food poisoned?
After I ate that,
definitely you did.
I was worrying for an hour about maybe I'll get stomachache later. And I was thinking, oh, it's okay. Although I get stomachache, everyone here will get stomachache because all of them ate that. But luckily, I seem to be right now. Now, we can know the ella sticking on the boat is edible. And that's the conclusion. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. So now let's go on to our second question. What is the principle and you live by, and what is the story made you believe in? So what does it mean? It means like maybe like for example, I believe that local people are very kind, and I think Taiwanese people are very friendly, because like actually I dropped my wallet several times, and most of the time, and someone picked it up for me, like came back to me, and there was no lose money, and every inch of every money is still in the wallet. So I think Taiwanese people are very friendly. And or for example, if I didn't close my bag, I forgot to close my bag, and there are always someone treat me and say like, hey sir, like you didn't close your bag. So I think I believe that Taiwanese.
So eventually this year, I went to Taipei again, and this time I was paid 4 times higher than my original pay. So if you really want to do something, if no one is going to help you, you have to help yourself. Thank you.
Let's go on Cho.
Hi, my name is Cho. I think my principle is the choice is more important than your offer, because in my opinion, I think the history will come again and again. So which means that maybe the thing you do, maybe your senior, your father, your friend, they got it. So you can get some feedback from them. And I want to say a true story. When I was a student, my senior told me a lot about the high technology industry job. So actually, the job I did now, I have already know it when I was a student from my senior. And now, issues I will do, I will collect a lot of information. And I think the most difficult thing is you need to judge and you need to know whether the information is right or not. I think that is the most difficult part. And I also want to say, if you can collect the right information, that is more helpful for you. If you do offer on the wrong way, you just waste your time and get something in vain. So the most important thing is you need to collect the right information and you need to judge the information is correct before do the right choice and pay your time, pay your effort on it. That will be helpful for you rather than just get offer on the wrong way. So I think my principle is choice is definitely more important than your offer. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Cho. So is there any other volunteers? because I haven't saw any newcomers come to the stage today, and this is the last question, so if anyone want to try, come on. Okay, come to the stage. And please tell us what's your name.
Yeah. So my name is Felicia. And my motto is to tell people honesty when I don't remember their names. Because sometimes I talk to someone really often, I eat with them every week, and then at the middle of the semester, I just notice, oh, I don't remember her name, I just know her face. Yeah, from then on, I started to try to remember people's names every time I meet them. But I still don't remember them, so I just, ever since then, I just ask them, what's your name? And then ask them that over and over again. And that's all.
Thank you, Felicia. And do we got another volunteer? Jimmy, come on the stage.
And hi everyone, I'm Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
So I think the principle I live by is a word in Japanese called ikigai, and it means the meaning of the life, which includes 4 basic elements. It includes like something you're really good at and something you really enjoy, and the things can maintain your life, and the most of this is the things can change the world. So I think the story make me believe it is a very small story. It's my grandma. My grandma makes Taiwanese sausage every Chinese New Year, and it's a very tough work for her. So when I'm free, I will join her group and help her out. So every time we prepare a very big buckets and maybe like 50 kilograms pork meat here, and we have to stir all the ingredients together and make Taiwanese sausage. And when she makes it, she says she's happy, even though it's very tough. Okay, so one time I sell a sausage with her. We got 2 stairs and 1 stick here, and we hang all the sausage. And suddenly the neighbors come from nowhere and flocks in, and all of the sausage, 50 kilograms, just sold out in like 10 minutes. So I think this is a very good thing for my grandma. It's something my grandma enjoyed and good at, and it can change the world because everyone just expect the delicious sausage every year. And you can see my grandma feel all the sense of fulfillment because people just come out of nowhere and sold out immediately. Okay, it's my story. Thanks.
Thank you, Jimmy. And that will be the end of our table topic session. So thank you, and us back to our president, Frank.
Hi everyone, I'm the newbie Heidi.
You're not a newbie.
Okay, so newbie like me also can be on the stage. So do you guys. So because time is almost out, so let's welcome our first evaluator. He's Daryl, and he's the evaluator of Arrow. Let's welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Daryl.
Hi, Daryl.
Okay, I really liked the speech told by Ariel, and I believe I heard of the first version of it last semester, but I think this time it's a very big improvement. And I really like that you shared about the volunteering experience, and we could understand that we are very fortunate to have very caring parents. And also I like your conclusion that we never know what others have gone through. So after this volunteer experience, I believe you have experienced more and become more mature. And there are some things I think you really did a great job on. The first is that you used words that expressed your thinking very clearly. Words such as arrogance and superiority. And these words could convey your thinking very clearly. The second one is you spoke very smoothly. You didn't hesitate much during the speech, and we could understand most of the speech you told. The third is you had a very good comparison. You shared your own life story and the children's story, so we could understand the difference between them and how fortunate we are. And the fourth is you walked around the stage much. You walked from here and to here, and when you move around the stage, the audience could follow you, and the audience would feel like you are giving a very vivid speech. And there are some things I think you could try to improve next time. The first is perhaps you could interact with the audience more by asking them what volunteering means. So after some answers, you could share your own insights on what volunteering means to you. The third is maybe you could speak a little bit slower. But no, now your speaking pace, I think it's quite fine, but maybe you could speak a little bit slower so everyone would understand more. Yes. And for the suggestions is, I think you did a really good work by inspiring us, and we understood the importance of volunteering, and it's a very big improvement from that time. So I would hope to hear more of your speech on other topics. So let's give Ariel a round of applause. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Daryl. There's something I'm going to add on to Ariel's speech, because I think Ariel did very well, and she can speak very smoothly that I can never do it. And I can feel the passion from your words. However, I think it could be better if I can feel your passion from your voice. Okay, so next will be the next evaluator will be Lily, and she's the evaluator of Grace. Let's welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lily.
Hi, Lily.
And today, Grace gave us a speech of the introduction of Tokyo. And I think she did some great jobs. Like the first one is you give the variety of the topics. I've heard of your 3 speeches, and every speeches are the different topics, and I think the topic you choose is very connected to the audience, and we can easily know what you're talking about. And the second one is you gave the introduction of Tokyo, like the traditions, sumo, and the histories, the imperial palace, and also the special culture, like salaryman and Shibuya crossing. The third one is you use difficult phrases and vocabularies. Like last time I heard your speeches, you used the low-level vocabularies, but I think you improved a lot this time. The fourth one is you are multitasking. Like you can control the PowerPoint and also memorizing the speeches and using the lasers when you're trying to point out some important parts. The fifth one is you are a problem solver. Like you accidentally let your slide come to the next page, but then you come and say sorry to the audience and then tell us you do wrong. I think this is very great. But I think you can improve in some parts, like the sentences and words are mostly stick together. You speak too fast and no pausing. Then we will sometimes don't understand what you're talking about. And you had repeated your sentences, like forgetting scripts, and then you staring at those chairs. So I think I can give you some suggestions, like You can have eye contact with the audience and also breathe after finishing a sentence. Then this can help you to make the audience know what you're expressing. And the last one is, I hope you can keep sharing your experience to us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lily. So now is the general evaluator session. So maybe you wonder what is evaluation session about. It is actually just for me and for evaluators to find mistakes of today's meetings. So you are actually, every one of you are actually very welcome to be the general evaluator, to be on the stage, because whenever you join the meeting and you find there's anything to be improved, you can speak out on the stage, because everything needs innovation. Okay, so let's start with today's flow. I think TNE Jasper did a very good job. Let's have a round of applause for him. As you guys know, TNE plays a role of cohesion. Cohesion means like you have to connect the session by session, and I think he really did a lot of homework to think about what to say to connect the introductions of all the sessions. Okay, that's all about you. You can stop recording. Okay, so and also I think Leo did a good job for the table topic session, because at first he did explain about what is table topic session about, and to let all the newcomers know about it, because we are having a table topic session without a table. But I think it is definitely the most important and most interesting session for all the members to the meeting today, because all of you guys can get involved in this session. That's why I always stress on the importance of this session. I think not only officers and also the audience, you guys can create a chance for you to talk. So I think you should stress on the quality instead of the quantity. You can form a very small group, maybe in 2 or 3 in a group, and so that you will have enough time to share about your stories. And also advices for table topic masters and for the future table topic masters. Whenever you design questions in this session, for example, like today, you are going to share a story. So for everyone to share a story, I think at least you should spend about 3 minutes, right? But today we have totally no enough time for everyone to share about your story. So I think this is really important for all the officers, the future table topic masters to know about that. So please, I think maybe first you can how to say, like, you can simplify the question. Maybe the question, you can let everyone to answer the question maybe in just 2 or 3 sentences. And second, you have to divide groups into a very small portion. And third, I think every officers and also the table topic masters have to be involved and to lead the groups. Okay, so it is all about my general evaluations. Now comes to the voting time. Let's welcome